We're
to say
back.
this bourbon really opened up after about 5 minutes sitting there.
It's gotten quite loose.
Tell you what, speaking of loose, time sure is flying, isn't it?
You mean since when?
Fuck, man. Well, it's already like we're into the third week of January. It was just like yesterday. We were celebrating New Year's Eve.
That's what happens after 50.
Yeah, the time just flies.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Because we can't remember anything
That
from day
too.
to day.
Wow, I live like paycheck to paycheck, so I just like.
So you know,
I got paid.
You know exactly when payday is.
Well,
and-
it's mostly like the weeks fly by, the bi-weekly. I just want this weekend to go by quick, so I get the next one. Whatever.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Here we are.
It's been a couple weeks.
It has.
Dudes like us. We took a day off. We took a week off.
I was.
Jeff had the butt flu.
Pukey.
I had dysentery apparently. So
Oh,
Wow.
I don't know.
It's not
shouldn't be here
dysentery?
then.
It's not good enough to be stomach flu. It has to be something that kills millions of people.
That's right. Yeah, my wife and I both got struck. So
Struck.
didn't think it was a good idea to have a bunch of folks over.
Well, and
Yeah,
we
I
have
agree.
a
And
we
thank
have
you
a
for that.
guest.
Yes, and I couldn't have imbibed in the bourbon, so
No.
I
I
probably
wanted to be
would
able to enjoy that. So
probably would not have gone well.
yeah.
All right. Well, I am Paul,
Oh, I'm Sean.
But I'm Jeff.
and we have a guest tonight.
Yeah. Special
Welcome.
guest.
Welcome,
We
welcome.
call him RC. We call him Roberto. Yeah.
Nice roll.
That's it. Well, welcome,
Jesus.
All right.
Christ.
Mr. Roberto.
He's already drunk.
Welcome.
Now, Robert was a
Yeah.
little overwhelmed with the comes up and checks out the old liquor, and it's just like it's
booze.
impressive. It's an impressive.
It is impressive, actually.
Yeah.
It's-
And the bourbon list is too.
It's a shocking investment. Let's just put it
If
that
you sit,
way.
if you sit and think of the money that
Jeff,
when,
shut up.
when you do it like
Shut
one a
up.
week, you're like, but when you sit there and you count, you're like,
I keep going
My
back to when
average
you
bottle.
cleaned out the closet and put it all on the table. Just get them out of the way because you were doing something, adding a shelf or something.
I was moving stuff around out there.
And it was stunning. It
Wow,
was
that's a
quite
lot.
frightful.
A little
Anyway.
overwhelming.
Yes.
All right, so a lot's happened. Let's see. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you said, we're in the third week of January, and
You know,
man,
we went and saw a concert.
Yeah, we did. We went to go see a concert up at the Revel. It was the Foreigners and RO Speedwagon. It's kind of Mr. Scott Cash, who was one of our guests, and the one who was kind of texted and said, "Hey, man, this is happening," and we went above and beyond just securing tables, and we further went above and beyond and tried our best to like, "Hey, man, let's be smart about tonight.
yeah, we did a lot of planning.
You were
Let's
not
I did not
smart.
ask.
let's
We did
let's
quite
let's
a
try to
bit of
save some
planning.
money. Let's smuggle some booze in. So we got the little mini bottles we brought in, so to decrease the
You
the
were
bill.
spiking. You were spiking Michelle's
did.
drink
Yes.
one after
Yeah,
another.
all
I
I
had
had
to-
yeah, all
So-
I
I
did
was
just make-
drinking it. I was like,
We
I
completely-
was literally siphoning off of her. So she had
It-
been face fucking.
What
down.
completely
Wow.
backfired on this whole plan is that I guess what we were supposed to do is have one drink and then have a glass of ice and be like, "Ooh, now we can
have
you
two
know,
drinks.
now we
Yeah.
can have not order another one."
Yeah, the
But
spirit of it is
we-
to save money.
We did not slow down on ordering any drinks whatsoever.
did
We
not see
simply
you.
made them toxic.
Yes, he was doing that.
We
to
took
you,
a
by the way.
fantastic tasting old fashioned, and
And made it not so
Defiled.
fantastic.
yeah,
Bourbon
it was just like
defiled
Jesus,
it.
man, what the hell?
You
Yes,
defiled it.
defiled is the
You
perfect
You
word.
defiled it.
Yes.
Yes.
And
I watched it.
the whole thing backfired. The
You know
whole
what?
thing, the whole
He actu-
plan
He actually
backfired.
poured Tito's in yours.
Oh God! And
Because you did have a vodka bottle.
I had a couple vodkas in there. They were
Yeah, he
remnants
poured
from a
Tito's.
prior,
honestly, I think
from
at
a
that
prior
point,
event.
it made no difference what it was.
No, it did not.
Later in the night, who cared?
Not
no
based
one
on what I
cared.
saw.
We didn't even know.
But the
Yeah.
music, what do you guys think of the music? REO Speedwagon.
Our Speedway was terrific.
Yeah.
Man, they were terrific.
So
They did
it,
a good
it-
job.
It was very interesting. So the name of the band was High Infidelity,
Right.
right? Which was the name of one of their REO Speedwagon's albums.
Correct. One of the bigger ones, I think.
And that
Do you
was
think that was coincidence?
I don't because
I'm just checking.
they played
Uh,
all the deep tracks from that album. A lot of deep tracks from that album. And the crowd, I could tell, was getting restless because when they opened up and did their first, 10, 12 songs,
Well, they opened up with "Don't Let 'Em Go," which was a huge hit. It was one of my favorite
Right.
REO Speedwagon songs.
got everybody hooked.
Yeah.
And
they
then
wanted
they
to, like,
started playing the deep cuts.
They went to the B side.
One after another, like
Like,
10 in a row.
People are there to sing.
Yes.
They want to hear "Heard It From a Friend."
Absolutely.
Who. They want to hear all that REO.
We were definitely
fantastical
saying
And I could
shit.
literally, and I don't know if it was just me perceiving it, but I was looking around going, I'm sensing like restlessness.
Right.
Yeah. Is that when we fell?
No.
No, that was
no,
at
no,
the
no.
end after.
Actually, that was when Foreigner was playing.
Yes.
You know what? The whole
Anyway,
night
so-
was blurry.
I loved some of those deep tracks. Like there were 2-3 songs on that album that I loved that I never ever hear, right?
Right.
And I was like, wow, it's great. But then they took a break and they came back. Then they started hitting the hits,
Hitting all
Like,
the hits, yeah.
and that was smart.
And really, the only hit they did in the first half was the first song. Other than that, it was, like you said, the deep cuts. And then the second half came out, then they started
What are
doing
you trying to do?
sing-alongs. Sean's being
He's
anal.
trying to
Yeah,
raise your.
he's judging me.
You were missing a little of the high end on your voice. I was trying to get the microphone.
Holy shit! He didn't just say that.
So you're saying my voice is too low?
He did not just
I
say
did
that.
not.
You're missing a little bit of the high
sound
end.
like you're gargling cum right there. That was
Ooh.
nasty.
I think you should reach down
A
underneath
little
and
early.
grab
Save that kind of stuff for the second half.
grab it.
Right. Right.
I don't know about a lot of news happening. I know Biden had some.
There's lots of news happening.
Oh God!
Well, I mean,
Fireworks
that I
are
can
going off.
remember, but I mean the biggest one that I've got that they're beating the shit out of is the whole Biden and top secret papers, and it's just a train wreck.
It's
Especially
bad.
how bad he criticized Trump, which really I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I mean, what did the papers say? I mean, they're top secret. We'll never know.
Well,
why
they are.
would he
They're top
have 'em?
secret classified.
Well,
That he's sitting in his garage next to his Corvette
It's
Yeah.
Corvette.
that his son
Oh, but
Hunter
my
lived
garage
in
is
for
secured.
a
It's all
decade.
locked
and
Yeah,
had
but the
parties.
garage is always locked. He said.
yeah.
Eh,
His son was like, I totally snorted coke off those papers.
yeah. I was able to pick my dad's porn locker. I think he was able to pick his dad's Corvette locker.
It's awful. It's actually really really bad. I mean, I'm surprised they're taking it as seriously as they are because you know how
They don't have a
partisan
choice.
we are now.
Well, yeah, I think it's a matter of they can't.
Yeah, I mean it's for
I
real
mean, they
shit,
can't,
man.
they can't ignore it.
Yeah.
cannot.
Well, my
Yeah.
my theory is, and I heard this on the radio, so it's not my theory, is this was a deliberate drop
Oh, whatever.
that because he was supposed to make his announcement here in the next week or so that whether he's going to run or not.
Okay, so first off, they knew this before the election.
I know.
They knew it 2 months before.
Oh, I
Yep,
know. So
they held on to it.
So the question is, why do they hold on to it? Do they want to be able to do the most damage?
Peter Ducey asked that question to that whatever the Janine Pierre. Bitch.
No, I mean they were trying to stifle the red wave, right? And they didn't want to do anything that would damage Democrats or you know Biden's influence on the Democrat Party or whatever. So yeah, they held it. And then now, I think you're absolutely right. I think they are trying to discourage him from running again.
Right.
That's my take too.
Wait, is sabotage?
Well,
I think so. I think Obama.
I don't. They don't want him to run.
They don't want him to run. They didn't want him to run the first time.
No, they didn't.
No.
But they had no other option.
No, they don't. They still don't.
It's
You
because
know-
he's retarded.
And they sure the fuck don't want to kick him. They sure don't want to
Well,
kick
don't
him
hold
out of
back.
office right now
Well,
because
hold
they're
back, Robert.
Can I say that? Is
Yeah,
it okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Really? Have you been around Sean?
I don't know. No, it's more it's the worst. It's the word retarded.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't like
Just
it.
that.
Yeah,
No,
but-
it's not. You know what? I'm not without naming the name of the company I work for. I did a job for my company, sent me to somewhere in East Texas, and the name of the company I had to go work for or with was
oh no.
was
Mhm.
It was on
I'm
the
not-
bus.
I'm
House
not-
of the mentally retarded.
I'm going to say it's. I don't know if I can legally Centex for the retarded. Centex. It's Centex something for the retarded. School for the retarded. Centex something for the retarded.
Wow.
And I show up and I meet the owner and he's a good old boy. He's like fucking 100, you know. And he was just like, oh, check it out. Doesn't sound like the dude from
Deliverance.
no,
Something along those lines.
They shot squeal.
Dukes of Hazzard.
what is that goddamn show with the
Dukes of Hazzard, right?
Not Dukes of Hazzard. It's damn it, Bobby. What's that?
Oh,
Oh,
Family Guy.
No.
no.
Oh,
God damn it,
it's
Mr.
a-
Producer. You're supposed
the
to.
other cartoon.
Bobby.
damn it, Bobby.
Propane is a bastard
Yeah,
gas.
it's
Hank Hill.
Hank Hill.
There you go.
Yes.
Nice.
Whatever. So he sounds
Well
like
done.
Sennheiser, some
It's a microphone.
Boom hour.
boom hour. Yeah. Anyways, I was asking him, so do you ever get any pushback from the name of the company? And he's kind of like,
He's like,
fuck them.
He's like, what do you mean?
No. He said, fuck them.
Did he really?
He said, fuck them. That's what he
Yeah,
said.
good for him.
Some
Fuck them-
old man.
fuck
I was
them
like, dude, what are you?
He doesn't give a shit.
Really?
Fuck them retards. I don't know.
No, he said, fuck those
I
little
busted
fucks,
people
you know?
around all the time. They ain't shit. They fucking stupid.
He said, yeah, I did get some pushback, but you know what? There was never a problem with it. No retard has a problem with that thing. The name, the word retarded there's nothing wrong with that word. It means slow.
So it only became an issue when it became a
Democrat.
a derogatory way to slam somebody.
You're
Well, then
retarded.
explain midget. When did midget become derogatory? How come they removed that one?
It's
Same deal,
no, it's-
right? You don't have a
God,
vertically
you know,
challenged.
you don't have a school for the midgets.
it's just
You don't?
It's just
I don't
crazy.
think so.
You know
They're
what's
starting-
interesting though? It is along the same lines as the Biden / divided nature of our country. You want me to get closer, dude? I
Dude,
got a
yeah.
big fucking voice, man.
Well,
You
we
need
could turn you down, but we
You-
can't.
I mean,
it's different.
seriously.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
There's a projection there.
All right, so hold on. What were you saying? Biden? You were saying something about Biden.
Oh, sorry, derailed.
No, what I'm saying is Democrats lend themselves to take care of the population and they make everything wrong.
Right.
The
Right.
other side is more like, fuck it.
Right. Go with what's real.
Yep. Just kind of the nature.
Well, it's the woke versus non-woke.
It is correct.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, there's all sorts of
It's
stuff.
the movement in our culture.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of leads me.
Disappointingly.
Well, that kind of leads me into. I brought up on our pre-show about Patriot Mobile, and what happened is they are a mobile phone company.
I've never heard of them.
I
Yes,
hadn't either.
Me neither.
Yeah, the Patriot Mobile. They use AT&T's network, T-Mobile. They use all the same networks,
So the same towers. All right.
same towers,
Oh, yeah.
and it's a U.S.-owned, Christian-based
Ooh.
phone company, and they support conservative movements instead of all the woke bullshit that all these other ones support.
Yep.
So it's like, why give your money? You don't support these directly. Why give the money to companies to support them for you? Right.
Right.
So that's what Patriot. You look like an East German, or is that the Russian one?
That's
Those are authentic.
Those are authentic.
That's the East German one.
Yeah.
For another reason why we don't do video for this podcast,
yes.
our guest is wearing. Our guest has decided to
Yeah, he's
put the East German hat on, which
Yeah.
actually
It's a helmet.
It's like a
helmet.
concert.
helmet.
Helmet. I
It's
did say
fitting very
hat,
well.
didn't I? I
It's
said hat.
Der helmet.
Yeah, that is an
And you saw the one right
actual
next to you,
military
didn't you?
helmet.
That one's authentic as well.
Yeah.
Der,
Little
that's
swastika
the
on
real
the side of
helmet.
Yes.
All right, so you're talking about Patriot.
Patriot Mobile. So anyway, they support the conservative things like, they don't support Planned Parenthood. They do the opposite of that one.
Of course.
Whatever it is, pro-life. So anyway, they have on their page. They have all the charities they support. Anyway, they gave the Grapevine Police Department. They donated a pizza party to them. Saying,
Okay.
here, we want to recognize you. We want to buy you.
Nice. Showing
Uh,
support for local law enforcement.
Right. Well, somehow,
Could I throw us a pizza party right now?
Yeah. so the
Well, you want to order pizza?
Keep going.
so the woke crowd found out about this, and they posted to the Grapevine Twitter account, "How dare you accept a gift from a racist, white
hate-
supremacist
Yeah, hate-filled.
organization?"
That's ridiculous. Because they're Christian?
I guess I don't know, but they and then next thing you know, they swarmed, and Grapevine cops caved.
Unbelievable.
So it,
They threw up their
it says
pizza.
They gave it away to a charity. It says
So-
we can't.
$1,500 a pizza party gift certificate to the. they ended up donating. That's a bunch of crap.
Yes.
Oh, that is
so they caved into the woke
so
crowd,
weak.
and that's
so
just
weak.
happened. Just happened.
That's unforgivable.
Well, it is. They should be like, we accept donations from all sorts of.
Would you
companies.
like to make a donation? That's what they should have asked.
Yeah, they should have said.
That perfect.
What they should
that
have
would
done.
have been the
What they
perfect
should have
response.
done is not even responded.
We'd be happy
Kind of
would
like
to
go
Elon
away.
balance
Musk.
that out.
Thank you for your $8.
We would
Yeah.
be happy. Yes.
They shouldn't even been responded. Just ignore it. It'll go away eventually.
It's ridiculous that that
Biden-
just being a
Biden
Christian
hasn't gone away.
No.
organization.
Well, he's got one more year left.
But he hasn't gone away yet.
So go to Patriot Mobile real quick and look at their and their pricing is really good.
What kind of
It's
pizza do you want?
That's not it.
That's whistle out. All right, let's see here.
Patriot Mobile.
Patriot
there it is.
Mobile. Here we go.
And if you scroll all the way down, I think it tells you who they.
The commitment.
Devoted Christian.
Yeah. So,
I got to tell you though, just for giggles, that's just as bad as everything else.
As far as the quality.
No, just Christian.
The attacks on Christian organizations.
No, it's both sides really.
Oh, right.
Honestly, right? I mean, Christians we're as judgy as anybody.
Right. Well, I mean, they have a tenets that they have to uphold, right? If you're saying like them being anti-abortion, right?
I'm saying Christians are as the opposite side of woke,
Right.
as woke is the opposite side of reasonableness.
Well, they are generating
Right.
a lot of money. They've got corporate sponsors of $2 million. They're 500,000. I mean, it's all over the board, and these are donations.
right.
So it kind of makes me wonder. But to say what Robert's saying, that there's fanatics on both sides of the aisle for sure, and I'm hoping. I mean, what are they? Are you saying that they're going to like not allow certain sort of left wing apps on their phones? Do they have the ability to do that, or is that a
No,
network?
they don't. They don't support or donate like AT&T will donate money to Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, so
And
they
you
won't have that on.
They
there.
won't do that. And on their website over here, they show all the ones they support. Right, it's Turning Point USA.
Generally conservative. There
Like
it is.
they're going to
corporate giving
offer
increased significantly.
The DWAC, Trump's.
DWAC is going to
rip-
die.
Shut up, Jeff. Take it back. Take it back.
You're never getting your money back.
No, I don't think it's going to happen.
You're never getting it back.
Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
But I mean, this may be a good publicity, right? So I think the woke crowd may have shot themselves on this, and their business may pick up from this. Is my opinion. That's what I hope.
Oh yeah, no. Generally, I mean, look what happened to what was that food brand?
Goya?
Goya.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Wait,
mean,
that's
that,
a Mexican brand, isn't
yeah,
it?
that completely backfired when
Oh,
they.
yeah.
Well, he supported
AOC
Trump.
was talking shit about it, and then all of a sudden, bam! I mean, look at us. We went out and bought a bunch of Goya stuff.
Yep.
Ate it on our podcast.
Wait, they got black beans? Like, did you eat a lot of black
Frijoles.
beans?
Tons,
Yes.
tons.
Dude, they have
Holy
everything. They've got
shit.
crackers.
Oh,
They've
they got
got
everything.
sweet stuff.
Crackers?
Dude,
Yeah, they carry a lot of stuff.
Goya has a bunch of stuff. Look at that.
They have-
Goya. Oh, boy.
They have canned ham.
Canned ham.
Fuck yeah.
I don't think we really
Fuck yeah,
partook
you went
in the
deep
canned
there.
ham.
well pulled.
Look at all those cookies. They got the
Well
Maria
pulled.
cookies, the chocolate, and
Maria.
crackers. And
Oh.
So
Authentic.
Ooh, the chocolate Maria.
those were good. Those were good.
Just when you
Yeah.
thought
And
it
so what
couldn't
happened
get
was he
worse.
simply went to a business meeting of business leaders with Trump.
And
With
they,
Trump.
And they called him out. Well, he supported him.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything bad about him. That's why.
Oh, he said he's a great leader that can bring people together and make things happen.
Right.
Is basically what he said.
Well, because you said
And then-
that I'm going to try to trash you and put you out of business.
They did. They tried to boycott him.
And it
and then
backfired.
And it
AOC
totally
got
backfired.
nominated Employee of the Year.
That's right. She did. I forgot about that.
Oh, boy.
What kind of pizza?
Are you really gonna order one?
Fuck yeah.
Whatever you want, man.
Haven't
we'll,
eaten.
we'll eat anything. We're a bunch of fucking barnyard animals.
Yeah.
You got me in
Jeff likes
109.
anchovies, even. I mean,
I
That ain't
won't,
happening.
I won't eat pineapple pizza.
Come
I
the
won't-
fuck
I won't-
on, dude. Ham and pineapple?
oh,
Yeah.
This shit's.
I've had it before, but it's not my go-to.
God, it's fucking.
Like if I'm going to order my own pizza, I would never order that. But if somebody orders it, I'll eat it.
You know, the weird thing is, I read an article. The guy who first made that just died.
Make
Pineapple
what?
pizza?
They call it the Hawaiian pizza.
It's Hawaiian, yeah.
Right. So
So-
the guy who invented that mixture just died. I guess he owned his own pizzeria.
This
Who's
is
the
gonna be our
best?
first,
Who's the
uh,
best pizza in this area?
Probably Marco's.
Yeah.
I like Marcos
Yeah,
too.
Marco's not
Okay,
bad.
Marco's. What kind? What is it? Like New York or?
You can get real thin.
I like thin. You good with thin?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Hey, we can't be picky.
Yeah, New
You
York
can.
pizza's got to be thin. You know what I
Marco's.
mean?
Yeah, it's
Get outta
fucking
here.
fuck yeah, man. New York. It's New York.
Yeah, Mr. Producer just put a note up on that. This is the first pizza we've ever
I was
ordered on
going
the
to say, no, this
podcast.
is the first time we've ordered any food on
No.
any podcast. So, yeah, no, I mean, this is, you're
I
you're
literally-
blazing trails, man.
Dude, I came out of work. I ate a sandwich today.
Oh,
And you
yeah.
gave me 109 proof fucking bourbon.
Ah, okay.
All
I
right,
see where
let's
this is going. Yeah,
Start with
yeah.
the bourbon. Let's go ahead and pull that up, Mr. Producer. Let's
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about the bourbon for a second. When we first
Oh,
opened
the
it up, it was
It's stout.
it was well, you know, it was 109 proof with all
Yeah, it's
the
stout.
characteristics. But now that it's opened
Snappy.
up a little bit, it's
This is not the one that we have.
a little stone fruit.
So this is, oh, there we go, stone fruit. All
Stone
right, this is
fruit.
Maker's Mark.
That motherfucker couldn't pick out stone fruit
No.
again. There's
No.
not a goddamn
This
chance.
is, this is not it. Mr.
He's going to
Producer.
fling it.
It looks really close, though.
It's BRT.
BRT.
Not FAE.
Ah,
That's
it?
my fault. He asked me.
That's it.
No, FA2 is the one we have out there. This year's BRT. I don't know what BRT stands for.
Crispy.
FAE stands
Maker's
for
Mark BRT.
fatty acid esters, which are the thing.
Whoa.
Right? Oh, yeah. No, we had the same reaction when we talked about that bourbon.
Whoa.
That's what we have them out there. I think it's. I don't know exactly what it stands for, but FAE.
Fatty.
Or not, I don't know what it means. Put it that way. Fatty acid esters.
But Esther's like an olfactory.
Yeah, I think they
Ester.
need to
I gotta
kind
look that
of
up.
change their lingo because it's like a motor oil.
Yeah, this year's. Is,
FAE, I mean, it's just like, I don't
this is
I don't
BRT.
dig it.
O2.
BRT.
Yeah, the BRT O2.
Yeah, it's like a
So-
diesel additive.
It says Maker's Mark has unveiled BRT
You know what I mean?
01, BRT 02, the latest whiskey in its wood finishing series. The name BRT comes from the way Maker's Mark practices the practice of hand
Stone
barrel
fruit.
rotation, barrel rotation, and temperature of its affected whiskey.
Oh,
Nice. All right, so we have 01 or 02.
we have O2.
All right, so you're looking at it right there. Aroma. A seasoned oak nuttiness combined with molasses.
All right, molasses is. I can get that.
Yeah, yeah.
Molasses.
And the
Molasses.
taste is prevalent dark fruit, not stone, dark fruit, and chocolate with baking spices. Okay.
I
What
want
kind
to
of
know.
dark fruit is it? Watermelon?
like a cherry,
I don't know.
or what's this? What was that down there? A fig?
What's a dark fruit? Like
It's
a
dragon fruit.
pomegranate?
like a fig. They got a picture of a fig right there.
Is that a fig?
Yes, down there in the bottom.
Oh,
right
well, that's a
corner.
dark fruit.
That looks like a pomegranate.
And the
Yeah.
finish is a long, viscous, and
No,
round.
Viscous.
Viscous.
Not viscous.
Oh, I said
Viscous.
viscous? There's no
Vis-
extra U in there, is there?
Viscous.
The viscous.
It's viscous.
Circuitous.
Viscous and round.
Scouse and round.
All right. Well, there
Anyway,
you go.
it's good.
Bunch of
It is good.
fags.
Yeah, it's not bad.
This is a good one. I think I'd give this one a 7.5.
Yeah. Agreed. I'll do
Tasty.
7.6 just to be.
Yeah.
It's very specific.
That's like
Significant digits
If this is
changing.
the price,
price is right. You just went $1 over.
I will say it's not shedding its
Stone fruit?
its pepper. It's got like a
I like the pepper.
it's got a spicy finish to me,
Yeah.
and it's not shedding it. Usually, when we let it breathe, that kind of
right.
off gases, as
It's
Sean likes to
it's
say.
that chocolate and the baking spices at the very tail end.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Did you say what the fuck does baking spices
Baking
taste like?
spices.
That's what it says.
That's what it says.
It
So,
says
so you got like
baking spices.
like nutmeg.
No, that's not something Sean would come up with. That doesn't make any sense.
I was
Bake-
like,
baking
wait a
spices.
minute, dude.
Baking spices are like nutmeg and
Yeah. Okay.
what's the other one that you always find in like cooking and stuff? It's a real. I can't think of it. Anyway.
Pot.
Yeah, pot.
Weed.
Nice THC oil.
Butter.
maple
Butter.
spice.
THC wax.
I like butter.
Yeah, but I like this.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's
It'll
not
be
bad. It's not my
interesting.
all-time favorite. I didn't rave about it like I have in previous podcasts, but
I think it'd be
It's not
interesting
bad. It's not
to
bad.
blind test all the makers we have out there. We have like 4 or 5 different makers out there now. I think.
now they are. We don't know the mash bill on this,
Not on this.
but my understanding is Maker's Mark is a wheated bourbon, right?
Yes,
So
it is.
So, and
What is that?
I would assume then all of them are.
What is that spice that's like a little piece of wood with a ball on the end that you stick it in there? Is that allspice? What is that?
A ball.
Allspice
on
You
the
usually
is
stick it
one
in
of them.
ham.
And ham?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow this.
You can't.
Oh, the clove.
Was that a clove?
It's a clove.
That's the other one I was thinking of. Yeah, nutmegs and cloves.
Clove.
Yeah, well, there you go. I was trying to help. I knew that was
Yes.
what I felt it, but
Yeah,
I didn't
you were
know how
close.
to say
Makes
it.
me
You were
think
very
of,
close.
of fall time, like Thanksgiving. That's usually when you get the cloves and the nutmegs out.
That's when you pull out your clove cigarettes.
Wait, is this the fucking rabbit hole you were talking about?
Yes. No,
How did we
yeah.
go from Biden to the fucking
Oh,
clove
If you,
in a ham?
Robert, if you try to make sense of any of this,
God damn it.
you will never
Never
get
happen.
it. It'll
Okay.
never happen.
we'll
Just
make our
making
way.
sure.
We've had such left turns that are like unbelievable.
Did I just pull us out of that?
I don't think so.
Maybe.
No.
It's usually Sean doing the left turns.
Now we're
Paul
just
and I,
gonna
we having a nice philosophical thing. And he's like, let's talk about.
By the way,
wax.
Whitney Houston
So
is
I'm
pregnant.
gonna tee something up. I'm gonna what? What? She did. Okay, so I'm gonna tee
Touche?
some.
That's the tease.
Pretty sure. So I'm gonna tee something up, and just out of curiosity.
All right, go.
So if the Republican Party took abortion and religion out of their base beliefs as to what it is to be a
Or at least
Republican,
stop
if they
hammering
took
it.
those two things out, they said, you know what, we're never going to talk about that again.
Right.
We're going to talk about economics.
Yep.
And
They
a
would be
relative
neutral.
100%
What'd you say?
one, they would be in control.
Oh, I think they would have won the
There
last
would
election.
never ever fucking be another party, because here's the thing. I believe economics rules the planet.
Oh yeah.
This
Correct,
is
right.
jack
People
shit.
care about their money. That's it.
That's what they cared about Trump when he was in
here's
office.
the thing. Every fucking country in our world is switching to capitalism.
Right.
Every one of them, China included.
Right.
It is the water level that raises all the ships. And
That's right.
if the Republicans, because primarily, like, Democrats have nothing to fucking talk about, because you can't have a social program without economics, right?
Right.
And so fundamentally, I'm just curious if you agree or you don't agree that if Republicans let go of abortion, stupid that they even fucking talk about it, and religion, there would be no other party. They would never talk
Well, I
about
think they talk about it because they're asked about it. I don't know if they there are exceptions where people go out and say, "Here's my stance on abortion," but I think abortion is one of those. It's so hot a topic,
Yes.
you just don't bring it up unless you're forced to talk about it.
Yeah, well, it should
It's
be
part
on
of
the
it.
list.
Yeah,
is
there-
what
Wait
I'm
a minute.
saying.
Wait a minute. It's part of religion. Let's just
Yeah.
stay with religion.
Yeah,
If
separated
you
of church and state.
disconnected, 100%.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's stupid to me. Because
It's to get votes.
I get it,
that
but
originally,
but
because everyone
ultimately,
wanted the cliche, I'm a Catholic, good going person, and
but ultimately, if you thought about it, just as a population, we looked at the country, and you said that portion of religion is shrinking every single year, all the time. Churches' populations are shrinking, etc. I'm not banging on religion so much,
Yeah.
as I am saying that you would propel the country forward faster if you disconnected that church and state component. The abortion is what disconnects women from the party. The religion is what brings abortion into the party. And if you therefore disconnected the religion from the party, you would have economics and conservatism, economically speaking, at its base, and you would fucking win.
you'd have
Over,
Ross
over,
Perot-isms, essentially.
I
I'm
don't.
just trying to order
economics.
pizza. I'm just trying to order pizza, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't disagree. However, there is a major part. There's a mass to Jeff's point. There's a massive part of the country that is very bothered by abortion, and they want the government to take a stand on it. So
Well,
right or wrong, they want the government to take a stand on it, and it's not necessarily. I mean, I think that comes from a stance of religion.
But it doesn't.
But
need to be
it boils down
federally
to-
respected. It could be state to state respected. I don't think the federal government needs to step in, and the Supreme Court needs to weigh in on this.
By the way, added to that, this whole country was never imagined to be run by a federal government.
Right. I agree with that.
Ever. So I bought and sold companies for a lot of years. And the bigger you get, the harder it is to manage. And so
Right.
if you look at that, what you really have is state governments are functionally and structurally, you're better able to manage those components.
Sure.
And the federal government has no oversight except on a tax basis of that.
Correct.
It was never, ever
so
meant. It was
what
never
they-
designed to
Never.
be,
If
to
you look
have
at-
that level of power.
Not at the constitutional level.
That's
Not,
correct.
Period. Zero. And
Now,
so-
if you remember the history of when they were battling on how to structure the Constitution, how to structure the branches of government, there was a group that said, no, we need a strong central government, and that the power of the federal government needs to stand above the states. And then there was a group that said no,
Was that
they
the Continental Congress?
they totally distrusted central government because they had just rolled off of the monarchy, right? The power of the king. And they said, no, that's the last thing we want is a centralized, strong government. And they wanted all that pushed down to the states. And 100% agree with you. That's exactly how it should have been. The federal government that's why they basically listed out the enumerated powers, right? So that they would keep the federal government in check. But that has blown way past its
I
guardrails.
think that got blown
way
up.
past its
I think
guardrails.
that started getting blown up with FDR
It totally did.
because that's when all the social programs.
well,
Oh, wait a
started.
minute.
Fucking
Wait a minute.
16 years of propaganda. It's easy to do.
It's-
Well,
so-
yeah, he had 4 terms.
So
Yep.
here's another question then related to it. So government, you hear people say all the time, government is not business.
Right.
They're fucking wrong. 100 fucking % they're wrong,
Okay.
because the reason the federal government has the continued stretch into their tentacles is because states are shittily run, get
Right.
into debt, go to the federal government, need the assistant, roads, bridges, infrastructure, components. They go then deeper into that pocket, and the federal government then has to wield power more and more over the states because they come in and effectively use them as a bank. Oh,
Yeah, but what-
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but how? Like, when did that happen? Right? Did that happen because the federal government said, "Okay, you want your federal funding for highways, for example? You want your federal funding for highways? Then you have to do this, you have to do that, or we're going to pull your federal funding."
No,
You-
they
you-
only did that when it was related to the economics of the state government
Right.
being in default.
Right.
So what happened is they get overextended as a business,
Sure.
tax base, etc. West Virginia, whomever, small population wants to go in and invest in stupid shit. Social programs.
You're
mostly.
saying the only
Right.
reason why the federal, maybe not the only reason, but a big reason, I
primary.
guess. Primary reason why the federal government has grown to its size and monstrosity that it is because of the failure of the state governments to
100
manage
fucking percent.
their own
100
affairs.
fucking percent. Just like it's business principles regardless. Back to the economics of the universe. Everything in this planet runs on the economics. Period.
Right.
The disconnection from it is what causes us to chase folly and think that it isn't about the economics. We get distracted, we run to something else, helping someone else out. And we then therefore take our eye off the ball and you start this downward spiral. I'm not saying I don't like to help people, that's not the point. But business has a higher probability of helping people than government ever will. Ever.
Yeah, 1,000% agree. And I blame it all on the Democrats. It's their constant conniving to have more government control and spend more money on these programs to help the people out. When in reality, it should be the community helping the people out, and that's where that's where it should fall on. Take care of your own.
Well, I
And-
think a lot of this is starting to come home because of the homeless situation, especially out on the coasts, right? The big liberal cities.
Yeah,
Right, I
I mean, they
think-
want to give $5 million for reparations, but good Lord, they don't want to take care of their God blessing folks, the homeless folks out there. Get the fuck
right,
out of here!
Right. I saw a story where is it Bill Walton, the basketball guy?
Yes.
Yes.
He's down in San Diego, and San Diego's getting bad. You know, he's like, we used to be able to walk our streets, ride our bikes, but now there's these tent cities.
Right.
He's like, and apparently, what happened is he is now vocal about this, and he's a hippie, right?
Yeah.
He's a hardcore dem lib, and he's raising his hand, going, "This is a problem. We need a solution, and you guys are not doing it." And I think he's done this because he got mugged while he was walking and riding his bike
Oh,
by
wow.
these homeless people.
Hmm.
So it's impacting them, and these elites don't give a shit because it doesn't impact them. But when it does, you get
Suddenly
stuff
they
like
care.
This. It's like, oh, this is a problem. And his idea, which I think I've heard before, is there's 2,000 acres out here outside of San Diego.
Build a
Build a tent city,
right.
porta potties, move everyone out there and let them survive. And so, you know, and it's,
I mean, you got to put them somewhere.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen,
and
listen to dudes like us. That is Jeff's address.
I'll be deleting that.
We don't know what it is.
But again, it was on the 5, and Greg Gutfeld has said this multiple times. He's like, buy a few thousand acres, take all these homeless people, and say, you live here. If you want to live this lifestyle, because it's a choice for a lot of these people
All right,
to
so
live like this.
you're going to create another autonomous zone like Chad, right?
If it's out there, they're not bugging anyone. Who
well,
cares?
it's out there now, but I mean, we're
No,
growing.
it's
as a-
where we're living, though. Go
Yeah.
put them out in the middle of nowhere and say, this is where you live. If you want to live like this,
like
you live
Death
there.
Valley.
Yeah, exactly right. Say, this is where you live. If you want to live this lifestyle,
Yeah.
you're not going to live on my stoop or my street. You're going to live out here for this lifestyle.
Well, we used to have that type of structure. It was called Australia.
Well, the British did. That was their that's where they sent all their
But
prisoners.
I mean, it worked.
penal-
So you're
Penal colony.
Penal
Yeah.
colony.
they're,
penis
they're very
colony.
penisy colony. But you know what? But what you're saying it rings true because I mean because exactly what I said. That's what the UK did. You know, they stuck
Right.
people in Australia. Move them, relocate them. Where are you gonna? I mean, help. But the problem is that California doesn't want to do shit. I mean, they don't want to even allocate land for water reserves. I mean, they don't want to make
Because they
reservoirs.
don't have any water.
Well, it's
So they
because
don't have.
it's because they'll kill the one-eyed newt.
They
That's
don't
why.
have water reserves because they don't make reservoirs. They were showing they I think they had a stat was like 9 million gallons per minute were coming off the mountain and flowing right into the sea. What a waste of water. If they could channel that into some reservoirs. I mean, right now you've got like Idaho, Montana, that all feed their water into California. Those rivers run from east to west, and California takes it all. They take all the fucking water from them, and they can provide their own. You know, and it's like it just doesn't make sense.
Well, they buy their electricity from other states as well. They
Wow.
can't. They don't build their infrastructure. They take from others.
California. What are you going to do? I mean, you got a governor there that is an idiot. You know, but I mean, they
He has aspirations of being president.
But they have so
He
many
was-
structures that they've applied money and poured money into. What is that fucking super train they were trying to make at $1 billion a day? It was ridiculous how much money they were dumping into
Didn't they
this. And they just
cancel it?
abandoned it.
I
They
think that- yeah.
abandoned the whole fucking process.
After 4 or 5 billion, they said,
Yeah.
okay, it's never going to happen.
They want to build that here in Texas.
Wow.
I think Elon Musk does.
Yeah, I think it.
Well, he wanted
look,
to-
first of all, I think that train does hold merit. They have super trains all over Europe, and they work fantastic.
Well, I think it's the California bureaucracy that jacked it from
Oh yeah.
$1 billion to $10 billion.
Well, it's because they have to watch out for, like you said, the one-eyed newt and the speckled hen and
Right.
the fucking green-legged grasshoppers. And
Yep.
just retarded.
Disconnection
Well, there
from
was a-
economics.
They're disconnected from reality.
Yeah.
Economics.
California.
Economics, you're right. It's the core. It's the basis of everything. I mean,
Every fucking thing.
Yeah, except California doesn't operate on on an economic platform. They
well-
want to push idealistic, utopian, and money. You just print it. Like there's no, you
know.
don't have to justify it. You don't have to have the money for it. You know, you just
Well,
what
California-
matters is being a model for the rest of the world, being a leader for the rest
They're
of the
not
world.
a model.
I know they're a model of failure,
Yeah,
in my
right.
opinion.
Yeah, they need to be drug out and shot. Look, they need some of these politicians need to be term limits, and they need to be drug out and
Well,
shot.
that's term limits are on the docket for the House.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
know.
well,
It'll
we'll see
never
how
pass
far
the
that
Senate.
kicks.
It'll never pass the Senate, and it'll never. And if it does, for some crazy reason,
Well, you know what?
Biden will veto it.
So I went to business school, and one of the things that this one professor believed in, there was a guy named Lord Acton, and he had a saying: "Absolute power corrupts absolutely."
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
That's politicians.
All these people care about is getting power and keeping power. That's
Yeah.
it.
Who doesn't
I have
want,
said that a million times.
Yeah,
on this
who doesn't
podcast.
want a staff, a chief of staff,
Right.
coffee delivered on a saucer?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to talk to you. You got a car. You got somebody driving the car.
You get inside
You-
stock tips.
You have the amazing health insurance. You have money you don't have to spend because they provide everything for you.
Right.
Yeah.
You have
for the rest of your life.
like literally people line up to suck your cock.
Hold on,
and-
whoa. Go on.
Sounds like I'm running for.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
I
you
don't want to
should.
suck cock.
No,
but I mean,
but you have to at some
yeah.
point. I mean,
Well,
it
you
kind of
gotta
goes both
suck it.
ways.
You got to suck it to
That's the
have it
problem.
sucked.
I'm not
Yeah.
going
But-
to take it. I'm not going to suck it.
Mitch
No, but-
McConnell's.
I'm out.
But
You have to
again,
do Mitch McConnell's or Chuck Schumer's.
I'm out. Oh, is that why Adam Schiff's eyes look like that?
politicians,
No, he had to suck.
it shouldn't be a career.
Oh,
It
absolutely
shouldn't.
not.
It was never
It
designed
was
for a
never
shit
Should
designed.
career.
not be a
It was
fucking
for
career.
someone to take a break from their normal business and work for a couple from 2 to 4 years. And I don't know when they stretched out the Senate, to make it 6 years, but the senator. But it was
From the get-go.
The 6 years from the get go.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
in the
think they were.
Constitution.
I think it was 2 and 4.
Yeah, humans love it when others bow.
Right.
It's just the nature, right? We absolutely love power every single day. It's
Well,
disappointing because I'm just bringing up. Look, here's the
well,
thing: you got on a roll, Biden. You started that off, and I just started tagging on it a bit because all these components are based around. These are root level components.
No, but you're right. It all boils down. I mean,
so hold on.
we're lost right now. And who's going to be the catalyst that's going to straighten us up? Who's going to straighten up? DeSantis? Trump? I mean, people are saying there's no way Trump's going to be able to do it. I'll tell you what, Trump is going to diffuse a lot of things, and he may be the perfect person for this next session, but who else is going to take his spot?
He's actually nuts too, though.
They're all fucking nuts. But you know what? I like his nuts.
Ooh. So you would suck something.
Oh,
Dude.
Wait a minute.
No,
Yeah.
look,
Now I get it.
it's about time you finally opened up and admitted
I
that.
like his
Trump,
nuts.
in my opinion, is the best option right now because he's a no bullshit kind of guy. He's that Ross Perot that we couldn't get in the mid '90s.
I agree with that.
I mean, he's gonna do. Hell, look what he did to our economics. It's all about economics. Look what he did for our economics.
Look, I'm a lover of those components.
So I mean,
100%.
how can you argue that? And the
I wouldn't.
only the fucking Democrats were losing their goddamn minds because they couldn't control it, and that's
Right.
why they were sucking some dude off in fucking Ching Chang land
Crazy
and up and
is
came
the-
up with COVID.
Yeah, crazy is one of the best negotiating tactics ever.
What is? Sorry.
Crazy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, Jim
unpredictable,
Kim
Oh,
Jong-un.
yeah.
fucking
I mean,
crazy.
Well, I mean, there's
Ready
the
to
element of
fling it.
crazy, but also if he said something, he was going to do it. It wasn't just bullshit saber rattling. He said, when I take office, I'm going to put tariffs on China, and damn, did he?
oh shit, did he? And they were
They couldn't believe it.
unbelievable. Those guys were like
I
they
loved
had
it.
shit rolling for 40 years.
Yeah.
Every time this guy makes a buck, I make 50 cents. Every time, it just shit rolled downhill. It was
Right.
amazing.
And then when he negotiated, it was
Oh.
like, yeah, we're going to do this. And
But the
that's
reality of
pretty
it
much
is why the hell was China set up like that in the first place? Why were they
Third world country,
they're not third world anymore.
No,
They're
no,
part
no.
of the Big Five. They've always
third
been part
world
of the Big
country.
Five.
That's why they were set up that way.
To
Yeah.
make them
100%. That is why, because the population base was so impoverished. They were absolutely catastrophically impoverished. And so they began to turn that and they were treated like a third world country. If you look at all the stuff, the way that it's set up, how they're treated on a trade
so they're
basis,
getting all these like
100%. They were never set up. They were
privileges.
never,
Is okay.
what happened is you evolved out of it on an economics basis, and the change never happened to reset it.
Right.
Are you saying that's why they were never taxed?
Correct.
Yeah, that's why they
never
were given an
taxed because they
unfair
were-
trade deficit.
Because we were sending our companies over there to
correct
have,
because they had a population that actually would affect on a unit economics basis our cost of goods.
Correct.
well,
it
the
drove
economics worked over
down-
there though.
No, well, it does because they were impoverished, and the unit economics are, again, those are the components of how all that stuff drives, and so the unit economics caused us to want to take advantage of that base, and it caused them to rise.
Well, the thing is that happens is that cost rises as well,
It does.
right? Because
We're experiencing it.
yeah, I have my whole team is in another country.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Wow.
lovely.
The producer's looking
Wow.
at you like, you motherfucker.
Yeah,
Baby. I got crazy love for you, man.
yeah. My whole team is in another country, and I have people continually leave my team because my company is not keeping up with the market. So I have people leaving for 100% raise at another company doing the exact same job that they're doing
Yeah.
for me.
That's what
100%.
India. That's what India went through for like 10 years, and I think it's finally starting to slow down. It's starting to get saturated to where they can't jump like that, where they get 100% raises. But
Right.
maybe Mexico is starting
Yep.
to get that way.
And well, it is because I've got people, multiple folks a year going, I can't turn down 70, 80, 100% raise.
No, that's
and
true.
I don't blame them. I
Well,
you
get it.
can't-
I'll tell you,
Oh,
regarding Mexico, in my opinion, I think the next politician that really wants to be put into office needs to beat the shit out of Mexico.
Oh wow!
Control the cartel.
Like
I
start a
don't mean
war.
in a negative way, because I'm doing this from the perspective that it's going to help out. Look, all those Mexicans are coming to Texas for a reason.
They're not Mexicans though.
Okay, well,
South
they're coming up
America.
from the south,
They're South
border.
Americans,
My
right.
point is that if the economy in Mexico were fantastic, they wouldn't be coming up here.
Or
Correct.
any of those countries in South America.
Any of them. But my
Correct.
point is that we need to help. We, as big brothers of the North America, need to help them fix their shit. And the way we help them is
by
to
sending,
sanitize their government.
Well, you also need to remove the factories from China and move them to Mexico. You
I
can
used to-
still get inexpensive labor there.
But they have.
or
fuck yeah.
any- or
I used to
anywhere.
I had 650 employees in Mexico.
yeah,
the mechanics of
Or anywhere in
the
South
way China
America,
has
really.
it now is a lot. They produce a lot of. They make a lot of the parts of the products, and they send it to Mexico to assemble to bring up to here. Isn't that the way it is right now?
No,
no.
no. They actually do the. I mean, I bought a Mexican company in 2019, and then I had another one in Maquila in Juarez. And no, they do it actually there. They produce the parts. They do the assemblies.
So you got a lot
fully.
of balls hanging out in Juarez.
Juarez.
But there
Yeah.
are
It was actually wasn't that dangerous.
that
Parts
does
for sure.
happen though,
Oh.
where
Yeah.
parts components will ship from China, go to Mexico, get assembled, come to me. The stuff I buy anyway, right? Because when the tariffs came out, I had to track back where did the components come from, and a certain percentage, if it came from China, would get the tariff, the 25%. So I had to find out.
Yeah, because it wasn't NAFTA.
Right. If it was
Yeah.
100% made, it was a percentage. I can't remember what it was.
Yep.
If there was a certain percentage of parts that came from China and was assembled in Mexico, it would get hit with the tariff. But
Yep.
if it was all assembled in Mexico, it would not get hit with the tariff. So I had to go back and I had to track that out. And I had to go ask, all right, where were these parts made? Oh, well, these all shipped from Hong Kong, so China.
Yeah, what's
Right.
the content?
Yeah.
Yep.
Where was all this made? And it was a pain in the ass. You know, the tariffs made my life. It sucked. Bad.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Just from the administrative
it's the
standpoint.
administrative side, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not really having to deal too much with it anymore, but because everything's kind of
Did they lift them? Did Biden come in and lift all the tariffs that Trump had put into
No.
place, or
At least not the ones I deal with.
Huh.
Because what happened when it put in place, all the OEMs sent out all these letters saying we're raising your prices 25%. So you're going to have to go to your customers or just absorb it, right? You do
Right.
it with what you want, but me as an OEM, I'm not absorbing that cost, right? So they just pass it down, and then they pass it down, and the customer ends up getting hit, right? So the
course.
tax that China's paying is ultimately going to be paid by us, right? So when you
We
go
pay
buy
for everything.
when you go buy a laptop or a monitor, that's got that 25% baked into it. So
Did you hear that India is
25%?
going to
that's what it was, 25% tariff. Yes.
India is going to surpass China in the next 2 months as the most populous nation in the world?
Interesting.
I think that's.
I heard that on the
You know
news this
why?
week.
To support that. So from a COVID standpoint, China they've been decimated.
Right.
No joke.
Well, I know
Well,
that
plus China's got laws set up where they're not allowed to have multiple kids.
They've
it-
lifted that.
Yeah,
I know,
Well,
but
they
it
just
went
recently
on too
lifted it.
long.
But-
It went on way too long.
Yeah,
right?
they fucked themselves. However, did they? So now they got lots of land and fewer people.
They still have a shit ton of people. There's
Yeah,
still a
shit
Oh
lot
ton.
yeah,
over there.
oh yeah, yeah. But they do have a
Billions.
negative for the first time ever. In the last 60 years, they have a negative population.
And I
Growth.
read again. It may have just been the headline where they said the
COVID didn't help, I'm sure.
there's
No.
an issue with sterilization as well. That guys are sterile, or the ladies are, so they can't get pregnant.
Oh wow.
Huh.
From like contaminants, like
Could be. I
pollution,
mean,
the
it
environment.
Could be,
what?
yeah. I mean, it's just they're having trouble getting pregnant. So which is, and I also read that over here. I don't know if it was making fun, but it says liberal men are having problems procreating.
Because they have ED.
Because could be. So I don't know how they get it down to the liberal, but I've heard that over here, even in the U.S., that
That pansiness.
the pansiness, they just
Well,
drank too much soy milk.
Silliness.
It's the hair bun,
That's the hair bun, the man.
Man.
the man bun.
bun.
Yeah, the man bun.
bun. Right.
Careful, Austin will throw some at you.
But I sent you that. I sent you that
He
map.
will.
I sent you that map where it said I can't remember. It was like a little circle, and it said,
Yes.
it said 90% of the
90%
population.
of the population lives in the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right on too. That actually, it's kind of scary if you think about it.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Let's see if I can
He
find it.
sent us a map, a world map, and
Okay.
it's got a circle around the
Southeast
Far East,
Asia.
the southeast, where basically it's like 90% of the population of the planet live within this circle, 10% outside. That's crazy.
So it was like half of China, all of Japan, all of Southeast Asia, right? Thailand, Indonesia.
India in there as well?
India was in there as
India was in
well.
there.
Because they're all Asian, technically.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So in
Yeah.
that circle,
Yeah.
90% of the population.
So, yeah, I always ask in business and whatnot, I said, what's the weighted value of the whole?
Of the whole,
I always want to know what the weighted value of the whole is. What are the
okay.
components that make
there
up
it is, right
the
there.
total?
Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah, no, that's it. I get it.
Yep, living more people inside that circle than living outside of it. That's what it was.
Well, you know what?
Population
If you're
density.
going to have a breakout, that would be an effective place to have one.
Here's the thing.
You
Forest
talking about population
fires.
control,
Well, I mean, isn't that what the grand scheme of
Planned Parenthood,
just the
Darwin.
eugenics?
No, it's not
It's
just Darwin.
eugenics,
It's the
Population
leaders.
control.
It's the
the cabal.
the cabal. They want to control population.
Davos.
Actually,
Yes.
Bill Gates and the whole control the planet population.
you could be totally on target, but I actually look at it more as a natural occurrence. Lightning strikes, forests burn, grass fires happen.
Yeah.
Things come back stronger. You burn out the weak. When COVID happened, that's actually my perspective. Is I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, this is a natural occurrence.
Well, but
We're
it's
going to
not.
cull out the herd.
It-
It's a culling of the herd.
You know,
And-
and I agree with you if it were natural, but it wasn't. It was man-made.
Yeah, I agree with that part of it.
You know, but
Right.
it's just like, and I agree with that 1,000%. I think it's the survival of the fittest. You know, and I think nowadays, I think the fittest are so less and less because the school systems aren't focused on the fitness.
Well, the
you
U.S.
know?
is fat.
Well, I think the world.
I can
is
say that
starting,
because I am fat.
I
I'm
think the
allowed.
world as a whole has lost its
Luster.
lost its touch with its ground roots on being a human and being
Right.
what it's like to be responsible. You know, and just
Well, there's a lot of folks.
responsible across the board on
There's a
health
lot of
and
folks
everything.
in the what is it? The Gen Z is that the 20 to 30-year-olds these days? Not the millennials, but the ones after that. That they want to live in mom and dad's basement, and play video games all day.
And then you got these piece
Me
of shit
too.
politicians that are pushing for FDA approval for these products that are horrible for people to be eating. Why is it that we can eat shit here in the United States that the Euro population is like, fuck that?
Dyes
We're going to
and
be
shit like that.
proactive. We don't want that shit here.
Red,
United
yellow,
States is like
number
reactive.
7.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I guess what our penises are falling off. I guess we're not going to eat this spiced meat. Really? You probably should have figured that out. And it's the same thing with the God blessed vaccine that's coming out. Now people are starting to drop like flies, NFL players.
It's
Which,
the
by the way,
opposite side of economics. By
something happened last night with the Dallas Cowboy game, which kind of freaked me out. All right, so
I
we
didn't even
had
watch it.
Really?
son of a
No,
bitch.
I didn't watch
Why
it.
would we?
the way,
Yeah.
dude, like if on a Dallas basis, like that was.
He's a Cincinnati
It's like a
fan,
one-
and he's
oh,
just an
okay.
asshole.
But it was like a one. Like they never actually pull it out.
I actually
They never pull
You
it
mean
out.
the Cowboys?
Yeah, they
Oh,
always fuck
yeah.
up. They always like go
Oh,
in the shitter.
you were convinced
Oh.
that they were going to lose that game somehow?
I mean, there was again like the goat. I mean, the dude's never lost 7 games. Never. I mean, 7 times.
I
Never.
had
looked
no
just
idea
terrible?
the game was on.
Was he just because I watched a couple series in the third quarter and he looked bad. I mean, he was throwing like into the dirt. Short.
It has not been his
It
year
was
for sure.
momentum.
Oh, dude, he needs to
is
retire.
real.
Yeah,
it is.
I was having a conversation with one of my friends about it. He was
Look.
like, he doesn't argue that he's the GOAT, but he doesn't want him to tarnish his.
Yeah, you got to know when to fold them.
Yeah,
It's-
like go out on
I mean,
top,
Kenny
right?
Rogers-
I
Yeah,
mean,
going on
yeah,
top. You
Kenny
can't be
Rogers
Marcus
is real.
Allen hopping from team to team.
But
and
his
just-
but his mindset now is like, I don't want to go out like that.
well, but he went out like that.
Yeah.
He lost a badass wife,
Well-
family, and now his career.
Well, his wife may have been a
What?
tool. Who knows?
Well, you know what?
I bet you he comes back
bet
and
she
I
is a
bet you he's
tool.
not done.
I'd
I
like
bet
to
you
use
he's
that
not
tool.
done.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
does he goes back? Is
No, I
he
didn't.
is he a free
If my
agent?
wife's listening. No, it's not
I
true.
think he is. I think he is.
So he might go to another team.
Okay, look. My point by bringing this up about the
Maybe
game last night
maybe
was
the Titans.
that for example,
That'd be
when
awesome.
these Cincinnati were playing the Buffalo Bills and homeboy got his bell rung and then his heart
Stopped.
stopped and
He didn't get his bell a bell rung. His heart stopped.
His heart
whatever. I
stopped,
mean,
yeah.
the COVID, the vaccine reacted. What
I'm convinced of that too.
I mean,
I
who
am.
knows?
I am.
mean, there's people dropping like flies left and right. And
Left
the fact
and
is
right.
that we don't know. All we do know is that they're spending tons of money on doing a lot of research on it. But
it's just so ridiculous.
My
I'm
point
hearing.
by bringing this up, this one little slice regarding the NFL and the game last night, which kind of freaked me out. The Cincinnati game got stunted. They were like, we're not moving forward with this. It's a 0-0, basically. No wins, no losses.
Yeah, they
Correct.
canceled the game.
Okay, we are in a playoff game. The Cowboys last night. What if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came back and says, you know what, we can't finish the game.
Oh, after that bad.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what you're talking about, there was one of the receivers took a vicious hit, and he was on the field. They put him on a gurney. They wheeled him off.
It was hard. I mean,
And they they had to give an update that he has all feelings in his extremities. I mean, it's one of those classic
Right.
horrible
Of course, they were
moments.
reliving. Oh, this is the same thing.
It's not. It's not the same thing. But
no,
to your,
this
but
one
to your
was
point,
not. This one was different. But my
to your
point,
point, what do you do if that had happened?
yeah, and I'm thinking, what if they like this motherfucker's playing this shit on purpose, and then they do they have to replay the game?
You'd
and then
have
all of a
to.
sudden, what happens if the Cowboys are ahead by fucking a gazillion?
Well,
And
it was the same scenario in
Yeah,
the
the Bengals are up.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, they weren't.
They were up
They were
7-3 in the first quarter.
They're up.
Yeah,
right?
they were. They were.
Do you throw a threshold that says, well, you have to be up by this
Now,
many points for it to
Technically, it
Wow.
doesn't matter now. You won your first game.
count? Correct.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
all that's behind us now. But
Oh my
that would
God.
have been horrible.
They win? They did win technically.
I was so stressed out. That damn game.
Oh my God,
That was
but
crazy.
Did you
It's a
see
great
the
game,
game,
though.
I mean, you got defensive players scoring. I mean, what? Look,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
happy
true.
you
They
won,
did.
and I'm happy that you're happy that you won. But what a bullshit game to win! Seriously,
A bullshit way to win, you mean?
yes. I mean,
Well, that was
the,
a good
the way
play.
That's-
That was a poor play by Baltimore.
Absolutely.
player.
I totally
Yeah.
An
agree.
outstanding
You
play
talking about the
by,
goal line where the
Yes.
Yeah, where he
yes,
knocked
it was
it out.
awesome.
by two players.
Amazing.
That was awesome.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
knocked it out, and the guy who caught it and ran.
That was
98
fucking
yards.
Oh, he sure the
awesome.
hell did.
That is a
That was
four,
outstanding.
that is
Yeah.
a 14-point swing.
But first of
man.
all, think about the heads up. You absolutely defensive players don't practice like handling the ball like that.
Right.
I watched like that dude freaking handled his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
he
was
a
it was
champ.
great. It was
That
great.
was awesome.
That's the kind of shit that you never know what's gonna happen, man.
I lost $200 fucking dollars on a Tennessee game when I was like 18 years old. I'm fucking like gambling. I'm like this shit. I bet on Tennessee, motherfucker.
You talking about college or pro?
Yeah, college ball.
Okay.
And Tennessee loses. His quarterback breaks his fucking leg on the goal line. Like you realize this. It's like, oh my god, that's that play. Same exact thing. Like
I mean-
bullshit, but dude freaking handles it.
Well, then you have
Boom.
I think it was Brian Dawkins. Then you for the Eagles, he's running down the whole field, right? And he is about to go into the end zone, and he slides and stops at the one because he wants the clock to run out. So it doesn't cover the spread. It screws everybody in fantasy football. I mean, just
Wasn't that was that a couple years ago?
oh, it was more than a couple of years ago, but it
Yeah, I
screwed
remember that. It pissed
somebody
so
on
many
our
people
team.
off.
Yeah,
remember
somebody in our league
I
would
think
have
someone
won.
took a hit out on him.
It would have been Jerry who would have won the championship. It was crazy. Anyway, yeah, you
well,
never
that's,
know. You
That's
never
why
know
I
what's
don't
going to happen.
like fantasy football because you get away from rooting for your team instead of
Why, you
rooting
do
for what's
or
on
don't?
your phone. You don't because I'm
doesn't
doing
stop
fantasy
Paul.
football now, and I have a hard time watching when I have a
Some-
player on I had Joe Mixon, and they're going against my quarterback or Micah Parsons.
Yes.
I'm
yes.
like,
Man,
I
that
want
dude's
Micah Parsons to
badass.
sack his ass every single time,
Mike
but
Parsons
I need
got
Joe
hurt,
Mixon
right.
to run
He did.
100 yards.
So all I say is I want the Titans to win 61-60. Right? And I want the guy who's going against him to have, 7 touchdowns,
Well, I know, but
but I still want him to lose.
that's ridiculous.
I
though.
know,
I want
it's
to root
so
for my
stupid.
team instead of at the player level. Is what you're doing.
Well, I get mad. I get mad when they score against my team, but then I go, "What? But I had their running back, so it's not as bad."
Well,
It
I
takes
only
the
get mad if
sting
I'm in
out.
last
It takes
place
the sting
for my
out.
fantasy
Perfect way to
football
word
league. As
that.
long as I'm not in last place, I'm all right.
I think you are. In
But
last place,
you
right?
were
Fantasy
you weren't.
football?
No,
Point.
I wasn't.
Point was.
Yeah, but neither one of you made the
Sounds like
playoff.
you might
No
be.
one gives a shit about points. It's all about the win-loss bracket.
No, it's all about points.
You know why I
That's
care about the
perspective.
points? Because I was the points champion.
And that was number
Oh.
2.
So I actually
one
care
year-
about the points.
that was number 2 on points.
Yeah, but you were also
Yes.
second,
Second
to
from
last.
last. Yes, I was.
I won third.
That doesn't make sense, does it?
I won.
I had
It's
to think about
yeah.
that. I really had to think about it.
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of a 12 team,
Pizza?
Possibly.
should be.
Do you know
Sorry,
I
we got-
won?
We got 15, 20 minutes.
Do you know I won third place because of that Bengals Bills game?
Yes.
I was playing against Jerry. Jerry had 3 guys going. Now, granted, I had a 28-point lead. It was going to be tough for him to beat me.
But he had Josh Allen.
He did. He could have beat me in that game, but they stopped it, and I was like, well, what are they going to do? And I go into the app, and it says, congratulations, you won. I was like, oh, I guess they decided.
Did you get on
No, I was going to take a picture. Michelle's like super cute. I was like, oh, look at these guys. Oh, look at these fuckers.
Here, I'll send you a picture of something you should send her. Something that Jeff made.
I was just screwing around last night. I was watching TV. I was like, oh, that didn't turn out too bad.
That was nice.
What are you talking about?
That comic book picture.
Actually, that is a fantastic picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it. I mean, when you were. I mean, obviously without the comics and all that kind of stuff, but that picture in the way you made that picture work, I think it's would be a great cover for
I just sent you a nice one.
or something.
It was from the night we were at the Revel.
Oh.
And we were.
I don't remember
no
taking
one.
that picture. Or I don't know who took. I guess I took it. It was on my.
I remember
You
camera.
took it.
I remember you,
You
taking
took it.
I
Well,
don't
hold
remember.
on. You drove us home. You don't remember taking that fucking picture?
No, I don't.
Jesus.
No.
I don't even remember going out that night.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look. Jeff brings up
You
a
were
very
out.
good point because on the way home,
I know.
mean, we got pulled over, folks. Dudes like us
That's
that are driving home
not
drunk.
good.
Dudes like us driving home drunk, which happens all the time, every single day. You know,
No. We don't do
It
that every
does.
single day.
no, not us, but there's dudes like us that do.
Yeah,
you know,
they
and here's look, when the
And you-
tick tock, shit's gonna happen. You will get pulled over.
Well, you think you're fine. You
Yeah.
know, you've had a couple. You don't want to. It's the thing. It's all about planning.
Well,
you
I-
just have to make sure you have plans on how you're going to get home before the night starts.
Well, I planned and I stopped drinking, but someone decided to nude wrestle on the floor, Paul and Sean, which ended the night
Paul
prematurely.
was trying to reach over and
Oh,
he fell
you're
on me and pulled me down.
But we'll get to that in a second. But you're saying you were planning on another 7 hours of no drinking before you had to
couple
drive.
hours, right? I mean, the
7
band was still
hours.
going.
That's true. We left in the middle of Journey Foreigner playing.
Yes,
Oh,
and
so
I
we
had
didn't even
stopped about
finish
an
out the
hour
night?
before
So
that.
you had
not as
another
good.
2
Foreigner's
hours.
was not as good as the.
All I know is that
yeah.
when I woke up in the morning, I had $50 in my pocket, and I was like, I must have done something right.
I tucked the 50 in there.
Yeah,
It was special.
Oh,
it was.
I should check my pockets. I don't think I had
I
it.
didn't
Yeah,
tuck
I didn't
50
end
in
up
there.
with any
I
money.
didn't touch. Yeah, I didn't. Nothing.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing I was extremely disappointed at. And
Bill?
that was the bill.
Unbelievable.
It was really high.
Sister was working it,
Oh, she raped us.
she 20'd it.
She raped us.
Did you
Oh,
tip?
she put 20% on top.
Fuck yeah, she did.
Oh,
She fucked y'all
So we then
She
gave
did
her
not
a
do that to
40%.
100%
Well, yours
because
was
I
$50.
looked at it.
Okay,
I had a
that
tab.
explains it because if
So
she
I had
put
a tab.
20% on it and we put another 20%
You
on
did.
that 20%.
You did.
Oh,
You
that's
did.
bullshit.
Yep, she didn't tell you. I looked at it because she did she
Yeah,
did me
because
too.
my bill alone was $278.
And I gave her a $100 tip.
She made some fucking money because
Yeah.
I
Scott
caught
gave
it.
her $100.
I caught it and I was like, oh, I see you, girl. Okay.
That's bullshit, man.
Yep, she
Yeah, I
fucked
don't
you.
like it with bars. You know what? We're gonna go back in there, and I'm gonna tell her that. I was like, you know what? You can keep your money. Of course, I'm not gonna take it from her. That's bullshit.
What, do you have a ski
Come here,
mask?
Give
bitch.
me
Hey,
back.
bring me your money.
Yeah. Hold on. Do you have a ski mask on in this scenario?
Oh,
or
okay.
no?
I just my fan
Okay.
of the
I'm
outro.
gonna let you keep your money, and while you're waving your pistol around.
Oh, no, dude. I left my satchel there, and I was like,
What? You have a gun in your
Did you
satchel?
get your satchel back?
I did get my satchel back.
Oh,
but I
that's
thought
so
my gun was
good.
in that satchel.
You thought it was.
It wasn't in my safe.
Yeah, it would not have been good for you to bring a gun into the establishment.
Well, I bring guns to
Unknowingly.
establishments all the time.
Do you really?
Oh, but not unknowingly. I mean, I brought.
Oh,
Did
look,
he just say unknowingly?
That makes it better?
No. I bring it.
Large
no,
question
seriously, I don't
mark.
give a fuck. I bring my gun anywhere I want to be safe. But for this particular moment,
I
I
like
took my
that.
gun out, and I forgot that I took it out because
Right.
I had replaced my gun.
So you were panicking when you didn't have
Dude,
your
I
I was
satchel.
just got
panicking.
that text.
I was panicking because I'd taken my gun out to replace it with a bunch of mini bottles
Oh.
of booze
Right.
because I needed room.
yeah, you can't have.
And when I
there's
took
not room
it out,
for a gun
I
in all those
shoved
bottles.
it in my desk drawer, and I was freaking out because when I didn't know where my gun was, it wasn't in my safe, and I was freaking out. So that's the bottom
No,
line.
I get it. But on that note, there's been a number of high profile stories about customers with guns stopping things.
Oh, I'm on board with that.
I mean,
there are
it
people
happens.
sitting down in a diner, and some dude comes in, and he's trying to like.
Oh, he's waving a
steal-
gun around, pointing
Oh,
it in people's
dude.
faces.
I'll tell you what. I'll take my gun out and pop his ass.
Do
and-
you think they're going to charge that guy? They're actually
did
going
they find
to.
him?
Well,
Well,
here's the.
Oh yeah, they found him.
Here's the thing. Here's my perception on this. Look, this can go two ways. If you're going to defend yourself, there's one thing. Had he shot him to control the circumstance, that's one thing. But he fucking did a double tap in his head.
Oh, he did. I didn't see the video.
Yeah.
You saw the video of it?
Yeah. So he walked over there and was shot him, pop, 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 and then walked over to the pop, pop,
Then walked away.
and then walked away. That was gratuitous.
Oh,
was
hold on.
this?
So he shot him and then walked up to him and double tapped him.
Double tapped him in the head. Pop, pop.
Where was this?
I don't know exactly
It was
where
in
it was.
Texas.
I saw.
Oh, that's not going to end well for him.
It's not because it was too much. It was too much. There's a difference, and it was
Now,
over
when
the
he
top.
shot him initially, did he shoot him in the back, or
Yeah,
did he?
because he waited for him to pass him by, and then he turned around and was like pop, 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 pop.
But remember,
And he shot him like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, but what you
the
don't.
guy like wobbled to the ground. I should say
Pineapple.
warbled to the ground.
Pineapple.
But here's the thing.
You did it.
But
I
here's,
fucking
but
did
here's
it.
the thing.
Just for
You don't know what that guy was going to do.
You don't.
He
but-
could have turned around and started shooting everybody.
No, he was down for the count.
No. I don't mean the double tap. I mean the initial deciding
Oh,
to
yeah.
shoot him.
Oh, I'm not saying
No, I agree
that
with you. We're on the same
he
page.
should not been shot because I would have shot him. But
The double tap.
Look, the execution part was unnecessary.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
And
he's
that's
going
to probably bite him in the ass.
Yeah.
well.
'Cause they're
Then,
like-
and then he left the scene. That's not good either.
Well, yeah.
You can't do
there's
that.
Yeah, he should have stayed and says, "Here's my gun."
And even other people at the diner left. Like a number of people left.
Well, you'd think.
I wouldn't want to be there either way. That's
well,
crazy.
You have to be there for the cops to answer questions.
Yeah, even
Oh.
the people that are there.
I mean,
Unless-
what question?
unless-
This motherfucker came in, was waving a gun, took my shit. I took it
It
back.
doesn't matter. You still stay there and
You
answer
stay
the
there.
questions.
Wow.
I mean, it's. I
Some
told
of
you
it's a
about the
little
incident that I had at the dog park where the woman started.
Hold on, stop. All right, start again.
What? The incident at the dog park
No, go ahead.
where the woman was shooting at the guy that stole her
I'm
dog.
Not, I don't mean to. I wanted to embrace myself. Go ahead.
I'm not following this.
That's okay. Go on.
I was at the dog park. A
There you go.
woman claimed that her ex-boyfriend stole her dog. She started firing at him.
Whoa.
Seriously.
Yeah,
No
I was
shit?
there.
Yeah.
Oh, I was there.
That's here in Frisco.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were like, all kind of chit-chatting, and we hear this pop, 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 and everybody's like kind of froze. And I said, those are gunshots, right? And everybody's like, so what do? We all go towards the gunshots. Like, and then we laughed about that later. We were like, maybe that wasn't the smartest thing to do.
What happened to
Darwin.
What
Right,
happened to that
right.
lady?
Huh?
Whatever happened to that lady?
No, it's
Oh,
not
she
Darwin for
got
me.
charged
I
with
would've been loaded.
two counts of reckless
I know,
blah blah
but-
blah, both felonies.
Is she in
It
jail?
should've
I
been
don't know.
Attempted murder.
I don't know.
I mean,
Anyway,
what do
but
you
she ended up hitting other vehicles. Like she was just firing at the car to hit the tires, is what she said. And she hit a couple other cars.
mean? You know that.
and
Fuck
there were
that.
people
She should have been
everywhere.
charged for attempted murder, and they should have the goddamn book thrown at her,
When she
and-
was sitting there on the sidewalk, just bawling her
and
eyes
then
out.
bitch slapped.
But the first thing the cops did when they swarmed in
Sucked her.
is they put up big police tape and they said no one leaves.
Yeah.
No one leaves. And we all just kind of stood there and people were like, I gotta go, and they were like, well, have you given a statement? And blah blah blah. And
Were you there with Sasha?
we were, yeah. And we and they did ask if somebody came up and said they wanted to leave, well, where were you? What did you see? And they were like, no, I didn't really see anything. I was over. And they'd be like, okay, fine. And then if you were, I saw this or I heard this, they were like, are you willing to make a statement? They did ask the question. They didn't
Right. Right.
But yeah, I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah. I wonder what happened to her. We'll have to.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know what her name was.
Oh, I never did know it. Yeah.
So.
So
But yeah, that's crazy. You ever know how you're going to react when you're in that situation, right? When someone walks in and starts shooting something up, you think you want to know what you're going to do, but until that starts happening, you don't know. You don't know how you're going to react. At least in my opinion.
well,
You're like, I'm going to do this.
I
Well-
told you what happened. I mean, my Navy SEAL training kicked in, and I was immediately on my stomach. Hut, hut, hut,
Oh, that's
hut,
right.
Hut, 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 hut.
You pulled out your pocket ghillie suit,
Yep, and I
put it on real quick.
I did. And Shelly was like, Paul, where are you? Where are you?
Why
I
is your
said-
big mound of moss here now?
And I said, honey, I'm right below you. She couldn't see me. She couldn't hear me. My training kicked in like you would not believe. And finally, when I was crawling across the parking lot, the officer was like, sir, can you please stand up? Yeah, it was awkward. There was a little moment there.
Yeah.
And I got out of my little, hairnet,
Your-
body hairnet thing.
Your pocket ghillie suit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you say pocket ghillie suit?
Yes.
It did.
I told him my training kicked in.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, you really don't know what you're gonna do in that situation at all.
No, that's what I was saying when you get up, Sean. It's like you know what we want to do,
Yeah.
but until you're in that situation and someone's shooting up all around you, you really don't. You really don't know what you're going to do.
What do you think you're gonna do though? Let's say somebody walks into you're in the mall You're in the mall, right? And you're in the common area, right? You're not in a store. You're walking along, and then
like that guy that shot the guy coming out of the bathroom with when
yes,
he was out there 3.2 seconds. It was like pop, 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 and the guy was like, "Yeah, you're dead." Bam.
Oh yeah, he shot 10 times and hit him 8 times.
Well, I don't
at a not close distance.
Right.
This kid was amazing.
That's impressive.
Anyway, so let's just say,
Yeah, that's great.
so somebody starts shooting. They're back. You're maybe, let's say you're 25 yards away, and his back is to you. He's walking away from you, and he's shooting at people. Are you thinking in your mind you're going to be that hero that sprints and tackles him from behind?
Gets him in some kind of hold and hold him until the cops get there.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking it's more self-preservation.
Right.
I'm
So
gonna hold my ground in family, whoever's around me,
And you're going to
protect
run
them.
into a store and huddle in the back.
Yeah,
I mean, well, that's not cowardly. I'm not saying it's
I'm gonna
cowardly.
hunker down and I'm gonna protect my territory. And if it's conducive, I will push.
Push.
I'll push forward and sue the attacker if it's conducive.
Yeah.
If I'm safe and everyone's safe and there's no reason for me to, but if I hear him shooting, he's capping people off, I'm going to be the hero. And I'm not saying that to be the hero.
Well, that's what I'm
gonna
asking.
take him out.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, I've even said to Shelly, I said, Shelly, I don't know what I would really do in that situation, but it would, I mean, don't get mad at me if I run towards them. But is that bullshit? I don't know. I don't know what I would do in that
As long as you have
situation.
enough clips with you.
Well,
I mean, I would have
well,
to.
here's the thing. Is,
No, I don't have anything in that scenario. I don't have a gun.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no,
I
no.
don't carry a gun with me.
If you don't have a gun, no, I wouldn't do it. It's not worth it.
You don't think?
I don't.
What
think
if you
Well,
see-
you're chancing that he's not going to hear you stomping and he's going to turn around.
if he's got a
When you're
gun
10
and
feet
he's
away.
out, and
But I
he's-
run very lightly. I'm very soft,
Then you juke.
light of foot.
Really
Or no,
fast.
is that the right word?
Fleet of foot.
yeah, very
Fleet of foot.
Yeah, no. I didn't mean it like
he's
that, though.
very light in your loafers.
Yeah, no, not that
And
either.
you get like those karate movies. You get to fly through the air.
Right. And I also don't make any noise when I run.
No,
Like I don't go
David Carradine.
because I think that will probably be a
You don't
good
do that when you
giveaway.
play basketball.
Yeah. And everybody's like, well, can
it's
you
not like Adam Sandler. The
I'm
when
like the
he's,
Monica
tackling
Seles of basketball.
It's like
The
every
water
time she hits
boy.
the ball, she orgasms.
Can I have a paper towel?
Our dudes like us,
hold on. Time out.
listeners out there, in
Time
case
out.
you're wondering
I-
Robert's not talking, is because he's
No.
eating about 15 pounds
Well,
of pizza in the last
yeah,
2 minutes.
That too. My hearing aids just played that back. You just said that Monica Seles orgasms every time she hits the ball. Is that what
kinda
you- is that
sounds
what you
like
said?
It, right?
I agree with that. It
Wow.
sounds like it.
Wow.
Sounds like it.
She sure, yeah, she kind of does. Yeah, no, you're right.
God,
Well, no, I'm just thinking about what she's.
I'll be texting that to you here soon.
Well, that's nice.
Oh, great. Yeah, Robert's over there. Yeah, stuffing his face with Marco's pizza. I'm kind of jealous.
Well, I figure halftime.
I hadn't eaten all day. I mean, I've eaten one sandwich.
Well, it's heavy pizza too. There's something it's got some weight to it.
Yeah.
It's not,
Only that has pineapple.
it's not thin crust.
This is both. All.
You were thinking there was something cheese stuffed crust and
Did
all
I?
sorts
no,
of crazy
there's
stuff.
some topping factors in there. So anyway,
Well, I'll tell you what, we're coming up to the tail end of this podcast. We had some great economics talks, and dudes like us out there certainly would approve and learn. Robert, who's with us tonight, is smarter than the average bear. We look forward to listening to him on the second half after he's got a full belly. Probably falling asleep pretty soon.
Yeah, he'll be passed out.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Passed
dudes
out.
like us, I'm Sean.
I am Paul.
I'm Jeff.
Robert.
There you go.
All right. That was, we call him RC.
We're
Cola Light.
gonna have some pizzas.
I'll be on my belly. I'll be on my belly in my ghillie suit.
Pocket ghillie suit.